Hi girls.
Hi
it's
girls.
me, Sandra, and this is
Manny.
And today we're gonna make. What are we gonna make?
Eating Play-Doh.
Yes, we're gonna make edible Play-Doh.
Edible Play-Doh stands for eating.
Yeah, edible means eating. All right. What's our first ingredient?
Marshmallows.
Marshmallows. And what's this one?
Sugar.
Powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar.
And
water.
Water. And one more thing.
And
Shortening.
Shortening.
All right, here's a list of the ingredients here. So you're going to need 1 bag or 10 ounces of mini marshmallows, 3 tablespoons of water, 4 cups of powdered sugar, and just a little bit of shortening to put on your hands so your Play-Doh doesn't stick to you. So some other things you're going to need are a couple of spatulas. I got 3 mixing bowls.
And we only need 3.
1 cup measuring cup and a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon. So the first thing we're going to do is measure 4 cups of powdered sugar into a bowl. All right.
Why are you doing?
So, can you help me measure 4 cups of powdered sugar into this bowl? Okay. Set that aside for a second.
Now marshmallows.
And now we're going to put the marshmallows.
Oh, can I put the marshmallows into that big bowl?
Yes, you can. So go ahead and pour all of your marshmallows into a medium-sized mixing bowl.
That one.
We need this bowl right now, Manny. Thank you. There you go.
Have this last one?
Yes. Yummy. All right, thanks, Manny. All right, our next step is to put 3 tablespoons of water on our marshmallows. Hold on, Manny. Wait. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1, 2. Good job. And 3. Make sure it all gets in there. Good job. All right. Our next step is to put 3/4 of our powdered sugar into our big mixing bowl. How many cups is 3/4 of 4 cups of powdered sugar?
The big one.
We have the big bowl right here.
Oh.
So now we're going to put 3 cups of powdered sugar. No, we got to measure it. Remember, we need our cups of powdered sugar into the big bowl. We're going to use this one, okay?
Okay.
All right.
No, let me do it.
Let me help, okay?
I can't do
You
it.
want it to all spill it. Okay, 1.
No, let me do it all by myself.
Okay. All right, for our next step, we're going to take our spatula and we're going to make a little hole in our powdered sugar. And I'll tell you why in a moment. I'm going to push out the sugar to the sides. Like this. Kind of making a little bowl in there. Oops, we want it to be covered all the way to the bottom. Make sure none of the bowl is showing. It kind of looks like a volcano.
No, it didn't. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't? Okay.
It's a bowl.
It's a bowl? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So for our next step, we're going to take our marshmallows and water, and we're going to microwave them for 30 seconds at a time.
Can I drink that water?
All right, so now we're going to check on those marshmallows, and they might need more time, but let's see. So they still kind of look like marshmallows a little bit. We're going to go ahead and put them in there for another 30 seconds.
Okay, so what are you doing? So, what are you seeing?
All right, that's done. We're going to check on them again.
That's done. So we are going to start it again.
Ooh, so these look good. They still kind of look like marshmallows. They're pretty liquidy. So I'm going to mix that up with my spatula.
This is my spatula.
Yeah.
What's on? Is it?
You want to mix it? Here, use this spatula, okay? Because we need that one for something different.
Okay.
Good job. All right.
Now what?
So now, this is good and mixed and they're melted. Our next step is to take our powdered sugar, the bowl that we made with the powdered sugar, right here. And we're going to pour our marshmallows into the powdered sugar. I would ask a parent for help with this part because the marshmallows can be a little hot.
No, I want to do that.
Okay, I'm going to do this part because it's hot. Okay, Manny?
Oh, can I do this?
You can help scrape it in, okay? There we go.
Wipe.
All right, now that that's all in there, our next step is to pour the rest of our powdered sugar on top of our melted marshmallows.
Can I do it?
Yeah. Okay, here you go.
Thanks.
Just pour all in there. And now we get to mix it. So we're going to mix.
I want to mix.
Hold on. We're going to mix starting by scooping powdered sugar from underneath the marshmallows, the melted marshmallows, and putting it on top. That way the marshmallows don't stick to the bowl so much.
They're sticking.
Yep, it's sticking. It's going to stick a little bit. It won't be so bad. We're just going to keep mixing it until a dough starts to form.
Why? I want to mix it.
Here you go.
No, this one.
You want the big one?
Yeah, this one is mine. Ah, it's all formed.
Yeah, it's starting to form, huh? Let's see.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Do we need to mix it more?
Now it's formed.
Yeah, it's getting there, huh?
No, it's formed.
All right, we're going to keep mixing it as much as you can with your spatula. Then when the dough starts to form, you can start mixing it with your hands. All right, so now that the dough has formed a little bit more, we're going to put some shortening. Remember our shortening? We're going to put some of that on our fingers. Just a little bit. I'm going to rub it in. This keeps it from sticking to your hands, and now you can continue mixing it with your hands. If you find it sticking to your hands a little bit, you can always add more shortening to your hands. I'm trying to collect as much powdered sugar from the bowl as possible to make it more dough-like. Why do you think this turned into a dough when we melted marshmallows and added powdered sugar to it? Did you know that one of the ingredients of powdered sugar is cornstarch? What happens when you mix cornstarch with a liquid? It makes oobleck. So this is kind of the same principle, except there's a lot more cornstarch and sugar in our liquid marshmallows, so it forms more of a dough. But if you watch the dough, like if I make it into a ball a little bit, it slowly flows down, kind of like oobleck. It's kind of a liquid and a solid. It's a type of polymer. If you want to, you can add food coloring to it and make it any color you want. If your dough is too dry, you can always add a little bit of water at a time, just like a tiny bit, not a whole tablespoon, to make it a little softer. This one looks pretty good. If it's too sticky too, you can always add more powdered sugar to it. All right, so my dough here is looking pretty good. If you want, you can taste it. It's very sweet. I wouldn't recommend eating a lot of it because it's going to make your tummy hurt. But one thing you could use this for, if you really want to, is you can roll it out with a rolling pin nice and thin and take some cookie cutters and make some shapes with it. Maybe put them on top of cupcakes or something. You can also, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can roll a whole thing out and cover an entire cake with it and use it like frosting. So now that this is done, I'm going to show you how to store it. We're going to take a little bit of our shortening and rub our hands in it pretty good. And then instead of kneading it, we're just going to coat the outside of it in the shortening. And then we're going to put it either in a Ziploc bag, or you can wrap it in saran wrap or in plastic wrap. And I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap. So this keeps, putting the shortening on the outside keeps your edible dough from sticking to the plastic. If you want to save it for a while, if you want to keep playing with it, it'll last a couple of weeks. You can wrap it again in saran wrap in another layer, and then put it in a Ziploc bag, and it'll last a really long time. So there we go. We made some edible dough. And now this is probably the most important step, cleaning up. So what I do with this is I put a little bit of soap in the bowl and then some hot water, and I let it sit for like 20 minutes, and then it cleans up really easily. So make sure you always clean up after yourself, and always make sure that it's okay with your parents when you want to do an activity like